Alright, so welcome back to the New York, New Jersey Invitational. We have round 2, Joe Pulkowski, aka Sandman versus James Baek. James Speed 1 here. Got some interesting teams here featuring Joe's featuring Tyranitar, Salamence, Escadrille, Rotom, Heat, Azumarill, and Amoonguss, while James Baek is bringing Landorus, Therian, Thundurus, Gardevoir, Amoonguss, Entei, and Melodic.
It's the commentators of itself. Okay. Yeah, so we're just going to jump into it. James, you guys are good to go.
Is there a volume control on this thing? I think there is.
I'll just keep my eye on it here. But anyway, yeah, we're about to get started, and these are two very established players. James qualified for the first day of the World Championships, finishing in day 2, I believe, at Nationals this year. So he's made a really fantastic run, got second at Madison Regionals, losing to Colin Hire in the finals. Joseph, meanwhile, is a player that most, older name VGC players, there's no audio. Okay, no. Yeah, we have the audio turned up now, so we're fine. Joe's a player that most old-school VGC players will know. He had a fantastic run in the 2012 season, getting second at US Nationals and then top 4 at the World Championships, and hasn't been able to do too much in the recent seasons, but came out and had some really fantastic Premier Challenges finishes this season. So he's definitely a name that a lot of players will recognize, and obviously finishing the top 4 at Worlds isn't a crazy accomplishment, as well as getting second at Nationals all in one season. So it'll be really fun to see him play here. He's rocking a Sand, which is a strategy he actually used back in 2012.
He actually used that on Nats
as
well. I faced him. And actually, he should have beaten me there.
Oh, really?
He really should have there. I mean, he had all the tools then. So, we're going to team preview here. Looks like they're pretty indecisive about their choices, but I don't think they realize this isn't the usual 2-minute timer for battles. This is actually the reduced 1-minute 30-second timer used at regular tournaments.
Yeah. So one exciting thing here is Mike here was able to actually do his own magical computer stuff, and we do actually have a tournament software for this tournament. So the battles are 15 minutes with 45-second timer. So it's really exciting to be.
And a little more special surprise here. I wish I could turn up the volume. I really want to turn up the game volume for this.
Oh, is it the world's music?
It is.
Is it That's awesome! Holy cow!
Yeah.
Wow! Look at that background.
Yeah, everyone here gets to hear the world's music, except for people for whom the thing didn't.
This is awesome. Wow. Okay, well, so we see the Rotom Heat and the Excadrill lead from Joe's side, as we see James lead with Gardevoir and Milotic.
Tracing that Sand Rush, but nobody benefits. No Tyranitar is out here. There's no Sand boost. Just speed here.
Yeah, it brings me back a bit to the Junior Division finals of Nationals this year between Aiden and London, where I believe Aiden had the Sand. No, Aiden had Sand, yeah, and London had Gardevoir, and Gardevoir was actually able to trace the Sand Stream, and Tyranitar was out at the time, but right now probably not going to mean very much.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like Joe actually might have a pretty decent lead here. Excadrill threatens that Gardevoir Ironhead right away. Rotom, it's threatened by Melodic, but also threatened with Thunderbolt in return. So, but there's some switches going around here, I expect. Nope. James opts to protect Gardevoir here. No, Rotom goes for a Volt Switch. So, dealing a little damage, bringing it back to safety, most likely a Choice Scarf. Activating that Moringa Berry, yes. Seen in the Nationals, top 4?
Yep. And Moringa Berry is a very good item on Milotic. A Wolfie-Glick used Milotic at Nationals to finish in the top 8. We do see the Tyranitar actually come out here.
There we go with bringing the Sand boost. Even though James has got a great defensive boost, special defense boost with that Melodic.
Whoa! Well, that's an interesting start.
Wow.
Well, that's one way to start this game.
I take that back. What I said about Joe having an advantage here.
Oh, and there comes the Scald from Milotic as well. I was going to target Excadrill. Doesn't pick up the knockout. Do we get a burn? And we get the burn.
Okay, so...
And that is why you don't hit yourself.
Yeah, I think Joe was actually forgot that his Rotom was outsped his Excadrill here because of the lack of Sand here.
Yep.
So, I don't know. This is kind of one of those worse than a misclick thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nice play by James there, too. Not Mega Evolving Gardevoir, hoping that if Tyranitar comes in, you can actually take advantage of the Sand boost. So we do see Salamence switching here, gives the Milotic the special attack increase, so a Gardevoir here could actually outspeed Salamence.
It should right away. And no, well, actually, yes. If it Mega Evolves right now, it will still maintain the speed advantage. So Salamence is going to have to protect Mega Evolve, perhaps. If James is smart and clever here, he might predict that the protect from Joseph here and hold off Mega Evolving until the next round.
Right. Now, one of the scary things about Salamence is it can choose to Dragon Dance, but it's actually just going to switch out right now back into the Rotom as Excadrill has 1 turn left.
Now, we see the Mega Evolution from Gardevoir here, losing that going for the Pixelate from Sandrush, keeping that speed advantage for just this round. Goes for a Hyper Voice, outspeeding Excadrill, takes it out.
And that's why I really like James' decision that first turn. I mean, that first turn couldn't have played out better if you were James. You, first of all, get the knockout there onto Tyranitar, and he gets the recover here from Milotic. So Milotic is going to be able to hang around for even a bit longer. It's going to get another competitive boost, and with the special defense increase on the Moringa Berry, he's going to have to double target it most likely to pick up a knockout, unless he's got double edge with the Sound.
Honestly, if I were Joe here, I'd probably forfeit to avoid revealing any more information. Not that there's not much to reveal about this, common Sand team, but.
It's definitely a difficult start here. I mean, you're down 2-4. Salamence is a Pokemon, though. I mean, I love it in the format, and it's one that James at this point doesn't know what kind of set Joe's running. So Joe here, if he realizes I don't have a chance of winning, maybe he might want to forfeit to conserve that information.
Well, there's still a tiny chance here.
Oh, absolutely.
Salamence may be able to take out the Gardevoir,
right?
And Rotom, if it critical hits Milotic, that'll finish it off,
right? But it's definitely going to be... Oh, yeah.
Nope. Now we see the forfeit message here, so...
Yeah. 2-turn game. 2-turn game.
Wow.
Excellently done there by James, I think. A lot of credit to him there. He made...
I think excellently done by Joseph
Joe made it
on James's behalf. I mean, he made all the best plays for James there.
Right. I mean, that's certainly an interesting match there, but I mean, I really like James's lead of Gardevoir and Milotic there, because if you look at Joe's team, it's really difficult. If you decide to lead the Sand with Tyranitar, Excadrill, Gardevoir of course can just trace the Sand Rush, and we did see the Gardevoir actually outspeed the Excadrill.
That was a very lucky trace.
Yeah, definitely. But that's why Trace is such an amazing ability, especially on Gardevoir, because after you Mega Evolve, obviously you get the amazing ability, but before it can really help you out in certain situations, and that just happened to be one of those situations.
Yeah, it's oddly enough that Trace comes in handy more often than Telepathy.
Yeah, absolutely. There are certain teams that can use it, especially because Landorus and Gardevoir are paired so often, so, just getting those Earthquakes off are really nice, but I think if you're James, you've definitely got to be feeling really good there. You didn't reveal really any information other than the Moringa Berry, and pretty perfect game there, especially, of course, with the critical hit, but...
Yeah. I'm not even sure we'll see any lead switch-ups here.
Yeah.
What else could James possibly bring in anticipation of...
Right.
Something switch. Thunderous, maybe?
So it was really difficult there for Joe, too. I mean, he was hoping to get that knockout onto the Milotic that first turn, but even the Thunderbolt, which was super effective, and the Life Orb Earthquake wasn't enough to KO, and the Scald Burn, just add insult to injury. So knocking out that Milotic is going to be really difficult, I think, for Joe's end.
Yeah, I'm not even sure Joe will bring Salamence back this time, considering how much of a liability it was against the Gardevoir, and the Milotic, which get giving competitive boosts, 2 of them.
Right. Yeah, so that's, really difficult, and once again, we don't know what Salomon's set he's running either. If he's the Hyper Voice, Draco Meteor Fire Blast variant without Double Edge, then it'll be very, very difficult for him to use it very well in this match. If he does have Double Edge does consistently more damage against Amoonguss and Gardevoir and Milotic.
I don't know if it gets the KO of Gardevoir.
It depends on the Gardevoir. It both spreads, yeah. So if you run Naive Nature with 44 attack EVs on Salamence, you have enough to KO 252 HP for defense Gardevoir, but if the Gardevoir, of course, chooses to invest more in defense, or the Salamence doesn't have that many attack EVs.
Yeah, and we don't know what kind of bulk James running his Gardevoir.
Right. So we're going to see, once again, the Gardevoir and the Milotic lead, as you called.
Yeah, James recognizing those.
And there you go!
Nope, same leads all around. Hoping that Joseph will remember his speed tiers this time.
We do see the Gardevoir Trace Levitate, which actually makes it interesting, because now Earthquake won't hit it.
Oh, yeah, that was actually pretty perfect call. Trace works out no matter what ability it traces here.
So another thing to note here is instead of the Volt Switch, we could see Rotom go straight for the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt plus Earthquake actually might be able to pick up the knockout onto Milotic since Volt Switch's damage is slightly decreased. But Gardevoir here would be able to get a free turn if that is the case. So we'll see if James wants to protect that Gardevoir or whether he wants to just go for a Mega Evolution and attack.
Yeah, I'm not sure a double target on the Melodic here will take it out. Probably not. I mean,
we'll have to see. Volt, I don't know, he came pretty close last time though, with Volt Switch and Earthquake.
A little over half. Was it? A little over half. Yeah, I don't think Thunderbolt is just much more powerful enough to take it out.
Okay. Well, James isn't going to let that happen regardless. He's not going to take that chance. Getting the free Intimidate off here and the Protect, probably the safest play here, and one of little risk unless Joe somehow predicted that. We actually do see the Volt Switch into the Gardevoir slot this time, and the Rock Slide come out.
Okay, good defensive response from James here, bringing the Intimidator. Especially one that's immune to electric. There's very little James can do in the position Joseph can do in this position except switch out.
Right. A pretty risky turn there, actually, I would say, for Joe's end. He just went for a Rock Slide against Gardevoir and Milotic, and Volt Switch plus Rock Slide wouldn't have knocked out Gardevoir either, but I'm sure he was expecting a switch or two there.
Well, maybe he feels his back against the wall. Maybe he might start going for flinches.
Yeah.
This early in the game. I mean, a Thunderbolt on that Melodic was followed by a flinch.
Right.
Another hit will take out.
Absolutely. And an interesting play that James can make is recovering the turn that he's at full HP, expecting an electric type attack, because you get the special defense boost, you heal yourself back to fall, and then the electric types are doing consistently less the following turns. But yeah, it's a definitely tough position for, I would say, Joe right now. He's just going to stay in there and go for the Volt Switch.
I'm not even sure he even has Thunderbolt on that one.
Yeah.
We get a sneak preview of its moves here a little bit. I just see Volt Switch, Overheat, and Trick actually.
Oh really?
Trick was the third move.
Okay.
I inconveniently have the fourth move covered up by this little window here.
And we're going to see the Salamence come in here, so it gets the Intimidate off against Landers, but it does give that Milotic that nice competitive boost. And if it goes for the Recover this turn, I think Joe's going to be in a lot of
Gravity.
trouble. Whoa! All the tricks coming out right now. That's awesome.
Uh-oh. Okay, Gravity. Interesting prediction. Gravity activating, hitting his own sound, critical hitting his own sound again.
Do we see the Recover? Oh, no Recover, but Icy Wind's just as good.
In this case, yeah, taking out the Salamence.
What? This game, the set. The crit this time obviously didn't matter since the Icy Wind came out, and with that boost, it definitely would have knocked it out. If you're Joe there, it's not the worst case. You got some pretty nice damage off here. If you bring in Tyranitar, which he is going to do, your extra Joe's still pretty speedy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if that Lander's using Gravity, there's a good chance it's not using Choice Scarf, which means extra Joe's still at speed at this point. You can throw some little Rock Slide.
Right.
Tyranitar is also Scarfed, and actually, you might actually be able to take out that Landorus and Melodic right this turn.
Right. So, I mean, definitely probably a better... I mean, the last game couldn't have gone worse for Joe, basically. And for this one, he did lose the Salamence, but, Salamence wasn't doing too much. And now that Sand is up, Excadrill does threaten the Gardevoir in the back, and he's got some nice momentum on his side. But I think right now, if you're Milotic, you either want to get one Scald off, or maybe even go for a Recover, or an Icy Wind. I mean, depending on if you think Joe's going to target that slot.
You know, the crazy thing here, Joe might actually go for another Earthquake here. I mean, it might do damage to his own Tyranitar, sure, but it's intimidated, right. So he knows it's not going to take it out unless he gets
another critical hit
on himself. And that might actually be enough to take out Landorus, Melodic, and whatever else in there. Nope, Nugas comes in. Excadrill's actually protecting here.
So let's see, if Tyranitar's Rock Slide here might not be enough to knock out the Milotic.
Ooh,
Scalds
that's a slot. Okay, that is a faster Melodic. That means that is not a choice
crunch into the Amoonguss slot, not into the Milotic slot. So with the Rocky Helmet, of course, one of the more common items on Amoonguss there. So Tyranitar takes some damage, but yeah, I wasn't expecting the Milotic there to be Tyranitar.
Yeah. Well, okay, so. But Joe is still in a tough spot here.
Yeah.
James still has the Intimidator in the back to bring back in. So even if Earthquakes or Rock Slides here, Melodic, you can still protect that Melodic.
Yeah.
Another, and with both Pokemon intimidated, assuming he brings one in, the Nugas can easily survive that, take and score one Pokemon or two.
Right. Right now, Amoonguss with Regenerator can, shuffle in back and forth as the Landorus. So, Joe here is really going to want to pick up a knockout or two as soon as possible. It'd be really nice to eliminate the Landorus just so no more Intimidates or Earthquake pressure.
We might. Oh, okay. Switch out the Excadrill. No Rock Slides here. Bring in the Rotom.
And the Rage Powder. This is a potentially scary turn here for Joe, depending on what my Loaded goes for. We are going to see the Skull targeting who it's going to go into the Rotom slot. That's a 1 KO.
Of course, with that competitive boost.
Right.
No surprise that takes it out there. But he looks like Joe's putting all his hopes on Excadrill here. He wants to reset that Intimidate.
The Rock Slide here does pick up the knockout there, fortunately for Milotic. Milotic is a huge threat against Joe's entire team. The Sand really core doesn't fare very well against Milotic because you can't bring your Salamence to just check it because you can give it a boost, and then with Intimidate, the Tyranitar and Excadrill's Rock Slides are considerably weakened. But still impossible for both players to pull this one out, especially with Excadrill coming out here.
Where there's a Rock Slide, there is always a way.
But we do see Gardevoir trade Sand Rush again, hilariously enough. So it will outspeed both Pokemon this turn.
Even before the Mega Evolution. I think we've determined it's already a speedy one.
And so, I mean, right now, one play is you can switch out Amoonguss, get that Regenerator health, because right now there's no way to knock out that Gardevoir unless Excadrill goes for an Iron Head onto it. But then the question is, do you want to conserve that Landorus? Maybe switching into 2 Rock Slides won't be the best of idea, but James is going to go for it.
And of course, Gardevoir can always protect.
Right.
In comes the Intimidator, Amoonguss generates health, and of course there's protecting and against any likely Iron Head there.
Yep.
Nope. Rock Slide. Joe plays it safe, goes to the Rock Slide. Well, relatively safe. In his situation,
right. What can you really do?
Crunch. Dude, Joe predicts the switch out. Well, predicts lack of protecting that slot.
Yeah.
Takes it out.
That's as good as a turn as you can get for, honestly, either players. I think James is okay with it, because now his Amoonguss comes in for free. And it's, healed up a considerable amount now, and it now can, take an Iron Head plus a Rock Slide, but, I mean, 2 Hyper Voices here might just be enough to seal up the deal. However, the thing is, if Joe here is able to knock out Amoonguss, and Gardevoir doesn't pick up the KO to Excadrill, then Iron Head next turn, I'm not sure if we'll knock it out through the Intimidate. I wouldn't expect it to, but it's difficult to say without knowing how bulky that Gardevoir is.
Well, I don't think James is going to get any... Joe's is going to get flinches here if that Gardevoir is faster, unfortunately.
But so the interesting thing here is Hyper Voice shouldn't knock out either of Joe's Pokemon, and if you're James right now in the position here, you would really obviously like to knock out the Excadrill. But Excadrill here also could choose to protect, and if Gardevoir Mega Evolves, then it'll lose the Sand Boost, and Excadrill will outspeed, and it is going to Mega Evolve.
That's true. I think both Tyranitar and Excadrill can protect here.
And so that's definitely a possible play that Joe could use to make sure that Gardevoir's speed is decreased, but we're just going to see Rage Powder come out right now. So let's see.
Gardevoir is faster, has a Hyper Voice. Oh, dear. That's...
Oh! What comes out?
Okay.
Another critical hit!
A critical hit, and the Tyranitar still survives that. That Sandstorm special defense boost is really pulling its weight here.
We're going to need to see a Rock Slide crit here onto Amoonguss, I think. Otherwise, he can just go for the Rage Powder Hyper Voice. Or actually, now that Excadrill's faster...
Well, that's assuming Sand doesn't wear off next round. Right? I haven't been counting,
yeah. So, yeah, double Rock Slide there. I like that play. And Gravity returns to normal. Well, now it's really interesting. Gardevoir might be an Earthquake plus Sand KO range.
No, in this case, I think here Gardevoir just has to stall out the Sand.
Yeah. So you would protect with Gardevoir here. And, that Tyranitar's Volt really coming through there and hanging on even from that super effective Hyper Voice. Of course, Tyranitar's special defense increased because of the Sand beating up. But that was a clutch survival there. And now it's the question of, can we stall out the Sand so Excadrill can get this last Earthquake
clutch survival, but I don't think it'll be enough here.
We'll see. If James, James just has to, I think, double protect this turn. Just stall another turn of Sand.
Yeah, it's the best course of action.
And here we go. Oh, Excadrill's going to go for a protect. Perhaps trying to get an attack off of the Tyranitar, as Gardevoir protects as well.
Protects all around.
Yep. And I would not be surprised to see protect from Amoonguss. Yep. And does Tyranitar protect?
Oh, probably does.
Nope. That's right. Alright, so that's, pretty useless turn there, and Sandstorm does go down, so James pretty elated about that, and that should be game.
Yeah, that Gardevoir is now the fastest Pokemon on the field, and is positioned to KO both transferred Excadrill. That's the game.
And how clutch was it for it to trace, literally, I mean, the levitating at the beginning of the game and then the Sand Rush at the end of this game and the beginning of the last game.
Well, there was that clutch critical hit on his own Sand
and the Tyranitar in Game 1.
I mean, there's no underestimating the amount of clutch going around between both sides.
Right. No, but Joe made fantastic adjustments this time around. But James, proven how good of a player he is. That's why he's in Day 1 of Worlds. That's why he was able to make it to Day 2 of Nationals. And he's going to be able to win this series 2-0.
Okay, so that brings us to looking around here. Looks like we've got a lot of players finishing up their games.
We should be starting round 3 soon, I guess.
Round 3 soon?
Let's see. Yeah, I think for the next one we should have a backup PS, if possible.
Okay, that's true. I mean, in case this first set ends early.
Yeah, so we just have another one here.
Yeah, we can arrange that.
But
sure.
That was a fun set. I mean, I like it's interesting to see the Gardevoir archetype go against the Salamence
and the
type.
Gravity too.
And the Gravity. I mean, James had a lot of cool tricks.
I'm actually kind of wondering what kind of extra moves that Melodic has. Maybe Hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wait. Well, let's see. We have Scald, Icy Wind, Recover, of course. Did we see Protect? I don't remember. Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Hey, we had this team sheet right in front of us. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no cool moves like Hypnosis. Oh well, but
good showing by Joe there. He adjusted much better.
Still
in that
very,
second game.
very well timed gravity use there. I mean, how often a battle do you get to pull it off that move?
Right.
I mean, not just move itself, but that move at that precise moment.
And it worked out. It worked out there.